So it's really windy outside yet again, just like with the Set Me L video. And with the glare and just a whole bunch of other excuses, I'm just going to do this inside. So I hope the lighting's good. Just got the box in. You guys are going to see it as I open it. Here we go. But it's nice that they sent a case with it. I'm assuming that's the bill. Let's get this flipped over here. Moment of truth. Alright, got some nice plastic wrap there. Got your user manual from DSA. I have no idea what that is. It looks like a sling of some sort. You guys don't want to see that. You want to see the rifle. Got your magazine. I think this is a new manufacturer. It doesn't look surplus. No, actually it is. It's an Israeli magazine. Wow. Nice. Looks like it's in excellent shape. A lot better than what I'm used to seeing. Let's get this rifle open. So this is the new DSA Arms Israeli FAL rifle. There's the engravings. Receiver is a cast receiver. I know a lot of people, or rather, don't know what I'm pointing at there. That's anyhow, cast receiver, which a lot of people like forged. I remember reading on, I think it was FAL files, that DSA was saying that their tooling for forged receivers was wearing out, so it was just a lot more cost effective for them to do cast. I've heard mostly good things about cast receivers. Obviously, people are going to want forged, but is what it is. To get a light barrel FAL, Israeli FAL, you're going to probably be spending $2,500 or more. And that's the only reason I have not got one to this point. But I could not pass up the chance to get one of these. And you know, if it doesn't work, I'm going to send it right back. But you got your bayonet lug there. So they took Israeli parts kits, and they call this the officer's grade, which is just a marketing tactic, I believe. I don't think there's anything behind that whatsoever. They're just saying that they're officer grade, but as you can see, it looks like this wood has been refinished to me. Let's see here. There's metal embedded in the original wood handguards, which is pretty cool. Got your carry handle on top. This is in 7.62 by 51. And very quickly, while I have it open, go ahead and pull the bolt out here and take a look at that. And it turns out that was just a sling. I'm probably never going to use this, but hey, it's free. It was included with it. And you got your manual here. Looks like a pretty thorough manual. Speaking of manuals, you may remember if you watched the Set Me L video that Mark Lamar did not include one, or what they did was they included a printed out version that they had stapled together, and they had told me, or promised me rather, they would send out one of their standard manuals when they got them in. And true to their word, this showed up today, full color, really nice manual. I know that may seem, this came with it, whatever True Blue is. I guess it's gun oil. Okay, I figured it would have to do with bluing or something, but reading is fundamental, so there you go, gun lubrication. They sent that out, and I know that may seem like a small thing, but for them to go out of their way to do that and keep their word on that, I mean, that's just nothing but great things to say about their customer service. So yeah, figured I'd do a plug for them because I'm really happy with that gun. Alright, let's get out to the range. Jam. Like a double feed. Another jam. Another double feed. Ooh. It's not good. Alright, we're going to shut the video off now and figure this out. Alright, so we switched the gas setting. See if that does anything. So switched the gas setting up front and fired 10 rounds with no malfunctions. Now that doesn't really mean much. 10 rounds isn't a whole lot, but here's another 5 because we are running out of ammunition and quickly running out of daylight.
So that's it for today. Next video I'm going to take some more time so we can put 100, 200 rounds through it and really see a little more as far as reliability goes and maybe even accuracy. But when I got this, it was towards the end of the day. I'd actually tracked down my UPS driver in the neighboring town because I couldn't wait. I didn't want to wait the 3 hours for him to get here at dark, and tomorrow it was supposed to snow and sleet and just be nasty. So I wanted to get this video done today, and tracked him down, picked up the rifle, and came back here with it and did the video. But we didn't have any time to do anything else. It was 5 o'clock, so we really only put 60, 70 rounds through the rifle. First 30 rounds, plenty of jams, and that was user error. I haven't shot an FAL in a long time. It's been about a year, and I completely forgot about gas settings. So once I tinkered with those, rifle ran perfectly fine. Nothing really other than that to report. The trigger is the typical FAL trigger. Nothing great, nothing terrible either. The action feels like glass on this rifle, and that's a good thing. And none of the furniture rattles. Everything on this rifle is just very solid, which speaks volumes, because a lot of kit-built FALs, or if you're familiar with AKs, or pretty much any surplus semi-auto or a rifle built into a semi-auto, a lot of times you'll find that the furniture is wobbly just from use, or not fitting right, or being replacement furniture, or any number of things. Maybe it was sanded too much during refinishing, or any number of things. But this rifle doesn't have that issue at all. It's a very solid rifle, and I'm really happy with it, because I did not want to spend $2,500 for a light barrel that Billy Bob built in his garage and buy it off of Gunbroker. I just didn't want to spend that much. So $1,500 is what they cost at DSA Arms. They are shipping them right now, and that's about it. If you click the subscribe button, I will do another video, I promise you, of this gun being fired quite a bit more, because today was literally just had time as an unboxing video. Again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time.